what's up, guys? Jasper Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next, and we are going to visit the lovely, lovely land of stupid. Yes, you know that place where thoughts, ideas, social mores, critical thinking, common sense, they all go to die. Well, one of its jesters, court jesters, shall I say, Don Lemonhead. Well, let's visit, shall we? This comes out of Breitbart. CNN's Lemon. Republicans trying to whitewash racism in America's past by opposing critical race theory. On his Thursday broadcast, CNN anchor, if you can call him that, Don Lemonhead said that Republicans were trying to whitewash racism by blocking school kids from being taught about the history of racism. Lemon said, Trump spawned deadly violence at the Capitol. Wrong. Republicans are trying to whitewash, just like they are still trying to whitewash. Man, I can't get that word out. Holy cow. Racism in America's past. Trying to block teaching America's school kids about the history of racism in this country and the impact of our country, railing against it, calling it anti-American. In a video, Trump said the Biden administration has also issued regulations to indoctrinate American school children with poisonous, divisive, left-wing doctrines such as critical race theory and the exact opposite of the American belief that we are all created equally in the holy image of God, which is true. Lemon said, let me just be clear about this. Critical race theory, that term, right? That is the new boogeyman of the right. No, it's not. It's a real thing, Don. It's called reading. There's always got to be a boogeyman. First it was Acorn, which Acorn turned out to be true. Thank you, James O'Keefe. Remember that for a while? Acorn. Then it was the new Black Panthers. The new Black Panthers, the new Black Panthers that basically threatened voters at a Philadelphia polling station. Remember that, Don? And then it was Antifa. Antifa. It's always got to be some boogeyman. Yeah, you know Antifa, you know who's injured thousands, not just here, but across the world. You know, again, it's called reading, Don. Try it sometime. It's always got to be some boogeyman, whether it's Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, whatever, it's got to be a boogeyman. So now critical race theory is the new boogeyman. Don't fall for the okey doke. It's so transparent, but people do fall for it. As we know, since there was an insurrection at the Capitol Hill, no, it wasn't. It was a riot by a bunch of knuckleheads from people who were co-opted by the big lie. So now critical race theory is the big lie. All right. Before I give my final thoughts, there is a video that I recorded, this coming from Tucker Carlson. It makes it very clear regarding critical race theory by the former president of these United States, one Barack Hussein Obama.
Ever notice that when this country is at its weakest, Barack Obama, the former president, seems to appear out of nowhere, jetting in from Martha's Vineyard or Hawaii, to make the country even weaker and even more divided? This week, Obama appeared on television to tell us that anyone who complains when their children are taught in school that some races are better than others, anyone who complains about that is the bigot. What is going on here exactly? There's a hostility at the bottom, obviously, of Barack Obama. That's interesting. Glenn Beck is one of the very few people who saw it early, from the very beginning. He's the host now of the Glenn Beck radio program. We're honored to have him on tonight. Glenn, thanks so much for joining us. So I thought of you earlier this week because you had a very clear picture of who Obama was underneath. You felt the hostility in him. Mm-hmm. You said it. People became completely hysterical. But I thought that was a deep insight that a lot of us missed.
Right. But back then, Tucker, you couldn't call a president racist. Back then that was crazy. Now that we've gone through the Trump era, I guess it's okay. Here's the thing. I apologized for saying that about 2 years later because it was unartful. I was thinking out loud. And I remember I was on Fox and Friends, and I said, I think the president is a racist. No, that's not quite right. I think he just has a problem with the white culture. Well, holy cow, what do you mean by white culture? I don't know, Marxist. Tell me now what you mean by white culture. I was not versed on critical race theory. I wasn't versed in the language of Marxists. Now, Barack Obama, I am. I take my apology back. I was exactly right. And I even stated it right. You are a racist if you believe in critical race theory. If you think that what Dr. Martin Luther King said, that he envisions a country that is seeing people for the content of their character and not their color, if you think that's wrong, then yes, you are a racist. If you believe that critical race theory, which teaches children that whites is an incurable kind of disease, that you will never be able to not be racist, that somehow or another you have to be punished for the sins of the past. I know that goes to your critical race theory, Barack Obama, but I don't believe in that. I'm sorry, I don't believe in that, and I also don't believe in collective salvation, which you do. By the way, you rejected Jeremiah Wright. How are you feeling about the new senator from Georgia? How do you feel about him? I wonder. I'll bet you love him, but I bet you don't have the courage to say it.
That is such a good point. You felt that there's a hostility, there's an anger there, a meanness underneath Obama.
Oh, yeah.
I watched him really closely, a hatred. And I can always kind of feel it. It's very obvious now. I'm sure that you saying this out loud will, bring another tidal wave of rage, but it's because you're telling the truth.
Yeah, look, I'm tired of towing the line. I'm tired of, especially the Marxists. I was called a racist for calling him a Marxist. He is a Marxist. If you believe in critical race theory, there's no science behind it. It is a Marxist theory meant to divide people and destroy a country. Well, what are we doing? His wife even said, Brock knows we're going to have to change our language, the way we talk to each other. We're going to have to change our traditions. Well, that's exactly what we're doing. And he said this week that Joe Biden is just finishing the job he started. Well, that job is the fundamental transformation of America. And Barack thinks that it's all about the economy, and they're thinking about losing their position. Losing my position, I don't care. I want my children to have freedom. I want my children to be able to make a choice on what they do, how they live, where they live. I will not be silenced by a bunch of Marxists. And Barack Obama, you don't have the courage. You have too much Hillary Clinton in you. That's why people didn't like you the second term, because Hillary Clinton, she just put you down a chute.
Len back. Thank you for that. It's great to see you tonight. Right now.
All right. My thoughts. At the end of the day, Don Lemonhead is just that, a lemon head. He's a knucklehead. He's a buffoon, a moron, a cretin. As Bugs Bunny used to say, a maroon. That is the kind of nonsensical trash that's being spewed at CNN, that cuck news network. So when you have critical race theory, which is it's flat out racist. It is flat out racist. The 1619 Project, what's that stupid book? That stupid white fragility nonsense. That trash is that's in our colleges and our high schools. Excuse me. That is what's hurting America right now. The constant divisiveness, the constant separation of the races, the constant chasm. It's no longer a crack. It's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting to the point where it's almost Grand Canyon like. But you have these people, yes, I use the word these people pushing this nonsensical trash. But I'm not surprised. There's no surprise about anything that goes on, what went on in 2020, and now what's going on in 2021. None of this, because you're seeing in our military, you're seeing it in, of course, our political realms. Of course, you've been seeing it from our Hollywood garbage, trash heaps, dumpster fires. For the last 3 to 5 years. So, am I surprised that Don Lemon had said it? No, because that's all his show is. That's all his show is. And the fact of the matter is that when he brings up these examples as boogeymen, no, there are definitions behind each and every one of them to be factually correct. That they push false narratives. That they push false racism. Racism is not systematic. You can't define it. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. Systematic racism doesn't exist. Racism is in the individual. Like Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, groups like Antifa, the New Black Panthers. But when you have those spouting off critical race theory as a group, from Ta-Nehisi Coates, who writes Captain America and who is going to potentially write a new Superman, to the knucklehead who wrote White Fragility, and those spouting off like Don Lemon. These are the true threats. It's not us. It's not us conservatives who are basically just saying, hey, you know what? We live and let live. We're for the Constitution. We're for common sense values. We're for traditional values. We're for facts and not feelings. It's simple, Don. It's simple. But being that you're a simpleton, you don't see it. And that I can't help you with. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borgonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.